Grill boxing, baby. We never won. They all day long. Number one.
Township Boxing League. Got my man Coach Rodney, he's the head coach.
What's up? What's
Coach,
up?
You want to tell the people what we got popping off right here?
Man, what we got popping off, we got the young boys boxing. We training them for our future champs. We got the older ones, you know what I mean, as future champs, and we got our other coaches here helping out future champs. That's what we do.
What you working on, like with some of the younger guys who's just starting? First of all, let's everybody introduce themselves. Who we got right here?
What's up? I'm Rodney King, aka Dirty.
Who we got right here?
Brandon Smith, aka Heavy Hitter.
Who we got right here?
Rob Mears, aka Season.
Who we got right here?
Lake Tony.
Little Big Mike. Who we got right here?
Brooke Tony.
Little Big Mike. Who we got right here?
Charlie Hanson, aka Quickstone.
Okay. Who we got right here?
T-Bone, aka the Bone Crusher. Check that out.
So, Coach, when we working with the younger kids, what are some of the fundamentals and basics that you start off with?
We start off with the basic jab, the basic 1-2.
Show
Footwork.
them with 1-2. Oh, don't hit them.
Nah, show the people
proper
1-2.
stance.
Show the
Okay.
people 1-2. Your jab. Your jab.
Don't make us look bad. You know
One.
what the jab is.
1, 2. It's on camera. That's all
Yeah,
right.
that's all it is.
But that's
We got
what
them
we
on
do.
tape.
Yeah.
So basic
There it is.
footwork and 1-2s.
Basic footwork and 1-2s.
So when we get to this level, the bigger guys, what's some of the stuff you like to work on?
That's when we work on a whole lot of slipping and sliding and more footwork. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay.
Let me see a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's what we do. A little slipping, a little dipping,
Okay,
a little
okay.
stepping. The right hand, and it just goes on and on from there.
So when a fighter gets to his level, when do you project actually putting some of these guys in the ring, and where are we looking at as far as putting some of these guys in the ring as far as some amateur bouts?
Well, we're looking close. We should be fighting him next month. You know, get on and see what's up with some fights.
Okay.
And then a couple of these guys, we're gonna get some sparring in.
Okay.
Probably down in Pensacola and Violent. So we see where they at with sparring. Then from sparring on there, then we go on and on and on. Yeah. Yep. Then we just take titles and everything else.
Start taking titles, start bringing the reputation back to Winslow Township.
Absolutely.
Yo, this is Big Mike from Guard Your Grill Boxing. It's my man Sleep. Shout out to Docs, Ride or Die, and my man Coltrane, who could not be here with us today. We're here to talk about Manny Pacquiao versus my man.
David Diaz.
All right,
For the lightweight WBC title. Where we at, Mike?
man.
Where we at? Where we at right now?
We're right here in the Winslow Township High School wrestling room where we get it in.
We get it in. We all sweaty. We just got to finish a long workout with Coach Rod.
That's right.
Coach Lee.
We don't only talk about boxing. We're sitting here. We're actually boxing. We're actually training. We're actually getting some work in. We're exercising. We're in our mid-range age, but we're still getting it in, and we still love the sport. And we're sitting here bringing it real.
Trying to get a ground roots, type through our own type of research, but we love the sport, man. So we train with the youngins. We trying to learn technique. We trying to speak from the purest perspective
That's
possible.
right. Technique. We're about to see foot movement. We're looking at everything now since we're getting first-hand knowledge of foot movement, how you hold your hands, your ring generalship. We're getting all that knowledge right here to bring you the best expertise advice to Guard Your Grill.
Fight start off to you, Big Mike.
The fight start off with Manny came out, and I noticed something with Manny. He did a lot of different things each round. If you notice, he came off the first round. He was throwing a lot of uppercuts, and he was landing. He was finding Diaz with those uppercuts, those vicious uppercuts, and he just came out ferocious. He had the same intensity from the first round all the way up. We did see Manny start to drop off a little bit around the 8th and 9th round. He got a little tired. But from the first round on, Manny just came out and he completely dominated Diaz throughout the whole fight. I saw some things in Manny that was reminiscent of Bruce Lee. that quick right hand he threw, like Bruce Lee in Enter the Dragon. Wow, like that. Manny, I swear, I already like Manny. I was a big fan of Manny. I'm like a super fan now. Since Floyd left, I see somebody in boxing who could really, really, really bring it. He came up in weight, 135, and he showed himself, he proved himself.
You know what I noticed early on? Like when the fight started, the first thing I noticed was the differential in size, man. Him moving up, I'm used to seeing Manny looking bigger and stronger than every opponent. He came in for the first time, he looked smaller than his opponent. David Diaz looked like the Incredible Hulk compared to him.
Right.
In the early rounds, he was throwing them combinations, but for the first time, the person wasn't moving back.
Right.
Like I'm used to him pushing people back. It was just more like,
Right.
like he was just throwing punches and kept him going. And I'm sitting there saying, yo, he's not moving him, he's not affecting him. But as the rounds kept going on, the little slip game that Manny was doing, he was avoiding punches because a lot of the combinations, he would come back and slip from here and his face was wide open, but Diaz couldn't find him. The work rate never stopped.
That's it.
We got to round 2. I said, I don't think he's hurting. Round 3, stuff started swelling up. Diaz's eye got cut. Bridges' nose got cut. Eye started swelling up. Then he started landing that vicious right hook. He started landing the right hook solid, and the left uppercut following.
Right.
And then it started pouring more and more, putting on a mastery performance. And like Big Mike said, in the 8th and 9th, preferably the 9th round, I started saying, yo, my man Manny's running out of gas.
He sure did.
He started throwing punches and his hands would drop. And I said, Big Mike, Diaz about to push it on the grass and might get him in trouble. And lo and behold, the 1-2. He hit him with the right, then he hit him with the sweetest inside left hook that I've seen Manny ever throw, man. And it ended in a 9th round
And
stop.
it was short too. It's nice and short.
Right, short.
Bang!
All accolades to Manny Pacquiao, masterful performance. I tell you, 135 is a very crowded, tough division, and Manny Pacquiao is looking very, very good in that division.
Very good.
And the fights down the road, I see some. What do we see him against? How do you feel about Manny Pacquiao versus Casamayor?
Casamayor, a tricky fighter, but the work rate, the power, I don't know. I think Manny does a lot of damage at 135.
How do you think Manny's chin at 135 is?
That
He
one-
can handle Casamayor's power?
That's one thing that we have to see. You know, Manny, one thing with Manny, when he gets hurt, he gets buzzed a little bit, he throws his hands up, he does his little ring antics. You know he's buzzed because Manny does his little thing. He did it against Marquez.
He
Marquez
is a
buzzed
heart
him
of a
couple
lion,
times.
man.
Right. So that's his way of psyching himself up or psyching him, his opponent up. But when, everybody gets buzzed. You fight, you want to get buzzed. That's part of boxing. The question is,
You start dealing with the heavy hitters.
the heavy hitters, we got to see where Manny is. Can he sustain some heavy damage and come back? He took a serious beating against Marquez in the later rounds after he knocked Marquez down 3 times in the first round, and Marquez really later got some really good shots in him. He survived that to come out. They have a draw in that first fight. I don't know. I think Manny has a chin.
All I know is the Casamayor. The power is the only factor in that fight. I think Casamayor at this stage won't be able to really sustain Manny Pacquiao's work rate. If he's able to land and hurt him, but Manny's a very tough, resilient individual, and as we have seen, he had one color on his face after that fight.
Not even a swell. I didn't see a swell.
And another question he answered for me is that he fought backwards the first 2 rounds of that fight.
Yeah.
Like he was basically punching and moving, he was boxing, and the biggest thing we worried about Manny is pushing him back, which takes us to Nate Campbell.
Right.
And I don't think the Nate Campbell fight would happen. I think that would be his toughest fight because he would make it very close.
Right.
He'd make it close, an inside fight and smother him. Who knows if that fight will happen? If it does, bottom line, we got a ton of good-looking fights at 135. Also, shout out to 135. Anthony Peterson fought on Versus. What was that, Thursday night?
Yeah.
Thursday night, Anthony Peterson fought on Versus. And I must say, I had some worries from observing that fight. The main concern I had with Anthony Peterson is it seemed like everything, he was just moving. He was moving too much at a measured pace. Now, he dominated his opponent who's never been knocked out before. And I know the announcers were screaming for him to jump on him and try to knock him out. But the thing with Anthony Peterson that draws a couple of questions for me is the fact is when he throws a punch, it's not a fluid motion.
Right.
Where they want
Robotic,
it, it's robotic. And I'm concerned when he gets in there with some of the faster fighters, the noise, the vocal presence.
Now, do you think that was a situation because his opponent, or you just think it was just his style? Because
That's kind of his style, because his opponent didn't outwork him. His opponent was there for him, and he had chances where he could have mixed it up more, and he did it in occasion, but he just seems to be at a very measured, controlled, safe pace. And I'm worried about the noise making, because I think the faster fighters, their reflexes, they hit a hand, they'll be able to slip and dip.